both in terms of policy and in terms of implementation of those policies, you will see that there are many people who are in charge in Asarok, of which the coordinator is Ibrahim Gambari. There is no president in Nigeria, everybody knows that. That is why he cannot speak. That is why he doesn't address, he can no longer have any chat with the press. That is why Nigeria is adrift. That is why you have so much insecurity, because nobody is in charge. What they have done is to try to use the vacuum created by the death of Buhari to try to advance an unbridled Fulani Janjaweed agenda of conquest and subjugation, which we are the first people to mount any credible resistance. From the beginning, only IPOB resisted them. And we are resisting them until tomorrow. We will continue to resist them until tomorrow morning. What I'm trying to say to you, in fact, is there is no Buhari. I have staked everything on it. I have staked that idiot they call Tijani, saying they're working for AFP. Very soon we shall meet him in court, because I want to prove to the world that Buhari is dead. Buhari is dead long time ago, dead and buried, and they're deceiving everybody. The reason why the Nigerian media don't want to talk about it is because they are hoping that Tinubu will go in. That's all. So they'll start enjoying again. Please go ahead. Yeah, because I could remember that first time he went to London for treatment. He spent 3 months. Somebody that was coming out of the flight, Breeze was even carrying him. They were supporting him, and all of a sudden, we have a Buhari that have never even fallen sick again. That tells you. They tell it is money. You know, we black people, we are very funny the way we reason. This UG, may God have mercy upon us. They say it's money, he has got money. And I'm saying that this little boy you have now in Asarok is younger than Bill Gates. He looks younger than Bill Gates. Bill Gates is one of the richest men in the world. He wants to live forever, to kill everybody else and live forever. Why can't he use that same money? George Soros, that broke the Bank of England. He was the man that bet against the pound leaving the ERM. That was in 1992, if I'm not mistaken. He broke the bank. He made £5 billion profit betting against the pound to leave the ERM. He is one of the richest men in the world. He has more money than Nigeria put together. He will loan money to Nigeria. Why is he not as young as Buhari, or avail himself of the same treatment that made Buhari to look so young? I don't know what is wrong with the brain of this Yogi. Black people, I don't know what is wrong with our brain that we cannot reason properly. Buhari is dead. Buhari is dead. Actually, Nigerians, we have a lot of learned illiterates in Nigeria. They are all learned, but they are illiterates. I'm sorry to say it, as if they have never seen the 4 walls of a school before. Very, very sad indeed. But it's not just there. Can you let me ask you, or let us ponder this very conundrum? Do you know Japan that is doing very well? You see Japan that is doing very, very well today. Yes. Most of the Japanese scientists read and studied in America. They went back to Japan. They replicated what they learned in America, and other Southeast Asian countries emulated what Japan did, and today they are all growing and doing very, very well. Now, you hear our people tell you, oh, I went to Yale, I went to Harvard, I went to Cambridge, I went to Oxford. But your mates that went to the same school as you did, look at their countries. But look at the zoo, where you claim you're learned. What you, as you said, what we have are learned illiterates. Illiterates, yeah, honestly. I met somebody from Liberia in London many years ago, in England, many years ago. We were in a restaurant in the evening eating, myself and my friends. And he came there and we were all introducing ourselves. And he said to us, I remember very vividly, he said, very clearly, I should say, anytime I meet any black person and you introduce yourself as a professor, I will slap you regardless of where you are. And I asked him why. He said he doesn't care if he goes to jail. He said anybody in this place now we're eating, if you say if you're a black person and you say you're a professor, I will come and I will slap you. And I asked him why. He said that we blacks have not grown to the stage of having a professor because those we had in the past were all useless. They did nothing.
Exactly.
You went to, you studied, look at Obasanjo. Obasanjo did engineering. Obasanjo did engineering. But ask Obasanjo now to build one bridge linking his daughter farm to the next village. He cannot build it. He's an engineer in the military, eating money and serving neo-colonial interests. Very, very sad indeed. Thank you very much for your insightful call. Thank you very, very much, our dear brother. From Germany, our lines are open. A lot of people are sending in their requests, and we are accepting them. Once I accept your request, now you can call. If I accept your request, now you can place a call, please. Our lines are up. Too many calls are coming in as always, and jamming up the lines. We only have one line today with which to work with, and then you are free to try and call us. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. I can hear you very well. Please, your name and where you are.
I'm calling from Manchester.
From Manchester in England. Please go ahead.
United Kingdom. Yes, sir. Sir, I just want to bless you for what you are doing for our people. We are very grateful. You are the reason now that the Igbo man can be able to speak. And at this moment, I just want to ask you this question. Since these people have been adopting our people, mostly our young men in Igbo land, what are you going to do to stop these people from adopting them? Because when the war comes, we will not have our young men with us anymore because they must have been adopted secretly by this Nigerian military. And another thing I want to tell you is that you should never be discouraged. We know how hard it is to fight for a black man. I want to assure you that this same thing that is happening to you now happened to Moses when he was trying to take the children of Israel out of Egypt. Some people refused to go with him. Some people refused. Some said they prefer to stay back. So definitely what the governors are doing and those who are benefiting from the corruption of Nigerian government. So they are the ones who don't want us to have our freedom. Yesterday, I was lucky to I met a man where I work, an elderly man about 90 years. I asked him about the Biafran war. He told me everything about it. So I now told him that, do you know that there's our youth now, they are fighting back, they are agitating back for our freedom. He said, yes, we should never give up, that we should continue, that definitely we will have Biafra. That he told me that during the war, why we lost the war was because of the starvation, because of the hunger the Nigerian government imposed on Biafrans. And he also told me that if we have hold on, that we would have won the war. Then he also told me that if we eventually become a free nation, that we will enjoy. I'm telling you the truth. I just told my husband about this. I work in the hospital. So after speaking to him, I have a bit of relief, knowing that surely Biafra will come.
Is that person a white man or a black man, this 90-year-old you spoke to? White or black?
He's a black man. He's a black man. Is he
a Biafran or a West Indian or from where? Where is he from?
He's from Abia State. He told me the story.
He's 90 years old. What is he still doing in England? 90 years.
His family yeah, he's living with his family.
Okay. That is an example of what will happen to all of us if Biafra doesn't come. At the age of 90, when you should be in the village blessing the young generation, they'll bring you hot drink and you bless them, you'll be abroad wearing blankets because it's very cold. That is what we are fighting. So he knows what he's talking about. We are going to make it possible for such people to come back to our land and bless our land. That's what we are fighting for. That was the reason why I asked you, how can a 90-year-old be in somebody else's land? Have you seen a 90-year-old white man anywhere in the zoo?
No.
Exactly.
Sir, and as well, our people has to reason, like my very self, each time I remember that if we don't get this Biafra, our children will end up staying here. And if they continue to stay in abroad, definitely they are blacks. They will also treat them the way they are treating us now here. You can see what the royal family and Prince Harry's wife, what just came out of whatever they are doing. Even though we know that the press here is horrible, we know that then the secret of the asking about the color of the child and whatever they ask her. This is also what our children will go through in years to come. So please, we are really hungry for this freedom. We are really hungry so that my children can go home and live in my own. When I exist, they can live in Biafra land as Biafrans. And my children, I've started telling them everything about Biafra. I've told them the little they know you, and they are happy. They are willing to go home as soon as Biafra comes. So, Mazi, I am so grateful. Today, I am blessed to have spoken to a chosen one. You are indeed a chosen one. God has blessed you. You are uniting all Biafrans everywhere. I saw a Bini, a Do or a Godo man. I spoke to him. He said, yes, he believes in Biafra and he's one of us. So our people are now reasoning. They are trying to come in terms that they are all Biafrans. In fact, may God bless you. May God bless you. I am willing, whenever the time comes, I am willing to go home. I will keep my children here. I will go home and fight for Biafra. If I cannot handle the gun, I will volunteer myself to treat, or I will volunteer to be a cook for those who will handle the gun for them.
Thank you very much.
It's a promise I'm making.
I know,
Thank you.
and I welcome it. I welcome it. Thank you very, very much. I enjoyed your call, to be honest with you. Thank you very, very much, our dear sister. Thank you so much. We are live and we are direct. As I said before, our job is to present all these efulefus, all these criminal conspirators before Elohim in heaven. Then only him can judge them. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. Good morning from India.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Go ahead.
Mazi, my name is Mazi Chedozie. I'm calling from Greater Noida, India. First of all, I want to say thank you for all you've been doing for us, for fighting so hard. And I happen to be a principal officer. So what I want to ask this morning is that, Mazi, when you started this program, I believe that it's quite tough. And I believe that if you can share a little bit about things that were driving you then, I believe that some principal officers that are lacking consistency in what we are doing today can be able to learn from there. As a principal officer, I understand to some extent how difficult it is to keep hold. So I don't know if you can be able to enlighten us from there that nobody believed in you, that you look like you were alone, that you're doing this. I want to understand what those things that are driving you so hard to be believing in Biafra and hoping that this is going to get to this height. And at the end of the day, it's going to be something that the whole world will love to participate in. And secondly, I want to make an announcement, Mazi. Biafrans here in India, we would love to have you speak to us in India. Because I understand that a lot of people, Biafrans here, are much interested in what we are doing. Even those that are not, they claim they are not Biafrans, they claim that they don't want to belong to IPOB. Today, I have the opportunity to speak up to a lot of them, and they are really turning to listen to what we're saying. So it's going to be a great one for you to be able to rise their spirit, and not only here in India, but across Asia. They really want to hear you speak to us. And as well, I want to tell you that here we have people, the way they behave and the way people other parts of the world behave is different. Here we have what I call the doubt issue. So even till now, some of them might not really understand. They might not really understand that whatever they put is going to IPOB directly. So for us to clear all that, I would love you to speak to Biafrans here in India, and also reiterate that to other parts of Asia. That's my question and my contribution this morning. Thank you so much, Mazi, for giving me this time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I will answer your question. The very first question you asked. I would say that you asked me to explain to fellow principal officers what motivates, what drives the level of consistency is the promise of Elohim. I will take you back to what David Ben-Gurion said, the very first Prime Minister of Israel, what he said when they asked him at the floor of the United Nations what propels him to create, or should I say, to facilitate the coming of the state of Israel. He said it is the promise of God in the Holy Book. You call it the Bible, we call it the Torah. That was what David Ben-Gurion said. They asked him, why are you doing what you're doing? He said it is because he is standing on the promise of the Almighty Creator of the universe, that Israel must come. And on the same, should I say, pronouncement, I anchor my very firm belief in the coming of Biafra. I told you before that I read a book, or should I say a pamphlet, 1985 Ajoko lecture delivered by Professor Donatus Ibemwoga. I was traveling from Umuahia to Owerri. I was in a highest bus and I was reading that very pamphlet. I'm not going to tell you how, of course you can work out how old I was in 1985. I think I then barely turned between 17 and 18 years of age. I read that very pamphlet and it had a very profound effect on me. In that very lecture that Professor Donatus Ibemwoga delivered, in that man in one paragraph summarized what was happening to us as a people, because every 1 kilometer was a checkpoint. Extortion, harassment, intimidation, and from childhood I never wanted anybody to be maltreated. I hate it. I hate injustice from childhood. And what we are doing today, what I'm doing today, is a manifestation of that very orientation that I had. You know, in my house, we used to have a lot of helpers, you know, either people from my mother's side or people from my father's side that will come to help, you know, as house help, and, you know, help, all the rest of it. I had one. He's now in Igwatch, and I'm sure he's listening to this very day. His name is Emmanuel. Roughly about the same age as me, he came from my mother's side to help us in our house. We had a very huge household, so to help with the chores. We went to fetch water together. We ate from the same pot. We wear the same clothes. Sometimes we exchange clothes. During holiday time, I would go to his house for holidays. He was not serving me. I wasn't serving him because I did not believe that another person's child should come to serve another person's child. I don't believe in that. Even at that very small early age, I believed in the equality of all men and women before God Almighty in heaven. I hated injustice. I read a lot of books. At the age of 12, I read George Orwell's Animal Farm, where some animals were bigger or greater than the others. I hated it. And at the age of 12 years old, I despised communism and socialism. At the age of 12, can you believe that? At the age of 12, I hated communism. Of course, I was at Government College Umuahia, where we were encouraged to read. And we read George Orwell's Animal Farm in class 2. Now, I want to tell you, that you must have it in you to love your people. It is not something you are taught to do. You must have it inside you to love and to serve your people. If you are living in India and India is doing very well, people are living in Malaysia, living across the whole of Southeast Asia, and those countries are doing very well. If you want to live there without replicating those things back home, that is making you to enjoy life in those places, that means you're an evil person you shouldn't serve. Allow me to repeat. If you travel to America, you travel to Europe, you see skyscrapers, you see wonderful roads, you see beautiful bridges and beautiful houses, you fail to bring it back, or you fail to think, how can I take these things back to Izombe? That means you are not cut out to serve your people. Because as a servant of your people, anywhere you see something good, you want to bring it back to your own people. Therefore, those who are called into service are those who are naturally made and built for this very calling. But it is very, very, I understand what you're saying, is very difficult. Sometimes it's very hard. Our people can be very, very frustrating. Do not look at people. Look at the end goal. Always focus on the objective: freedom, freedom, freedom for everybody. When Biafra does come, of course it's going to come. When it does come, eventually, let me tell you how I console myself sometimes. Look at the way we revere, we love, and we venerate Ujubu. And he did not get us Biafra. Look at the way we love and venerate Timothy Onwatuegbu and all those that fought. Imagine the love we have for Colonel Achuzie and all the rest of them. The love we have for Nwobosi and all the rest of them. Remember the love we have for the lives of Madiebo and all the rest of them. Did they get Biafra for us? The answer is no. Now imagine what will happen to your name when Biafra comes. Forever, you see the way that the Bible till today, have you forgotten about Moses, Joshua, Caleb? Have you forgotten them? You have not. These are people that fought and released Israel, the children of God, to inhabit the land that God gave to them. Till today, we remember them. Let me tell you the truth, honestly, before heaven and this earth, anybody who is part of this very movement, from the highest to the lowest, there will be a time when your grandchildren will go to school, or your great-great-grandchildren will go to, they will ask them, was your mom or dad part of IPOB? That will be all you will require in life to succeed. In other words, if you are serving IPOB, if you are in IPOB, you are preparing yourselves for immortality. This flesh may die, but your name will live forever and ever. Because we appreciate. Let me tell you, there is something our people don't know. Despite our stubbornness, our high-headedness, our sometimes very difficult way of understanding each other or doing things, our people are very, very appreciative of those that serve them in truth and in every honesty. That is who we are. Our people never forget those that serve them honestly and diligently. The same way we remember Mbakwe till today. Who is going to forget Dr. Michael Okpara? It's impossible. That is who we are. We never forget those that serve us in truth. We know that Okpara served us in truth and in every honesty. He built our land. We know that Mbakwe came, exactly what I told you before. What is it that Okpara and Mbakwe have in common? They went abroad, they saw good things abroad, and they brought it back home. Why do you think that Malaysia is developed? If you're a minister in Malaysia, you travel abroad, you didn't bring back any idea, they will sack you. That means your trip abroad is a waste. What did you learn? Bring it back here. Let us replicate it. What you're doing and other principal officers all over the world is building up what I call an identity of immortality. Forever and ever, your lineage, your children will be remembered and celebrated. Can you imagine if today somebody were to come to you to say, I am from the lineage of Joshua, or from the lineage of Moses? I'm sure even if you're sitting there, you stand up to greet them. Something that money can never buy. When you remember all these things, then you redouble your effort, because you're not working for any man. You are working to fulfill the promise of the creator of the universe. The promise that God made, you are bringing it to life. What you're doing is beyond human understanding. What IPOB is doing, man cannot understand it. Because we are bringing down or calling down the kingdom of heaven upon this very earth. As Yeshua prayed, let thy will be done on this earth as it is in heaven. Thank you very much. Let's take this call. The caller on the line, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yes, my supreme leader, Mazi KANU, the supreme leader of indigenous people of Biafra. Chukwuka Biama be with you, because we're doing a normal job to save the life of Biafra, not only the life of Biafrans, to save the black race from the shackles of Tamnadko Republic of the Sioux, and then Africa as a whole. My name is still remain Mazi Uchechi. I'm calling from the city of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Mazi, what I want to ask you right now,
hello, great people of Biafra, great Biafrans, freedom fighters, lovers of freedom all over the world. My great people, I am back again today, and we have come again once again today to do things that we know how to do best. My great people, today is another day that Chukwu Kikabiama have been given to us, and I have somebody today with me in a person of Kanunta Kanunta, the brother to our leader Mazi KANU, Onyendu Mazi KANU. My great people, as you are coming into this broadcast today, this is exclusive interview with Kanunta Kanunta. Our guest honor today is Kanunta Kanunta, and we are going to bring him in. He will tell us a lot of things that we want to know. And some of you that are, how can I put it? You have your questions. You can also bring your questions to ask him, because it's very, very important. This time around, you don't have to be writing. You don't have to be commenting. All what you have to do is for you to write your question, and then he will answer anything that you want to ask. But before I will proceed, I would like us to see this video, because our leader Mazi KANU is somebody that is a public figure, and we have to talk about him. Now let us see this video before I will introduce myself to you all, and before we will bring our guest today on this Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi KANU. Now let us see this video, because it's very, very important for some of you.
Those that know me know that I do not entertain any fear before anybody. By the grace of the Most High, we see things that other people cannot see. Yes. If you doubt me, get up and say, over my dead body will Biafra come. IPOB is a nightmare to the criminals, to political armed robbers, to deceivers and to liars. After 30th of May, is anybody here in doubt? No. You can see that the enemies are in disarray. Yes. In the north. They are going crazy. As I told them they will. There will come a time they will say to me, take these people and go and leave us alone.
Hello, my people. As we just finished watching this video today, we see that our leader Mazi KANU did not attend. I mean, he has no fear. There is no fear. Our leader Mazi KANU is a man that will never deviate in what he believes. Mazi KANU, we also saw last time when Mazi KANU was challenging them in the court of that Abuja. We saw it. A lot of us saw it. And it's something that we can never shy away from. We keep on saying about our leader Mazi KANU because he is the supreme. He is the one that Chukwokika have sent to us to come and liberate us from all these shackles of evil that we are into. Because we know Mazi KANU is the one that will lead us into that promised land. But now let me introduce myself to you all. For some of you that are joining me for the first time, I still remain the Biafran child in watching Mazi Okechukwu. I am from Ihala in Anambra in Biafra land. The general. Just 1 minute, my people. Just 1 minute. My great people, just give us just a minute. I will be right back because we have some technical problem right now, and I have to fix it because our guest is about to come in, but we just have some little bit technical problem. I have to go back to bring him back again. I want you people to just give me some minute, just a 30 seconds. I will be finished. Then I will be back again, but the stream is open.
You have reiterated that, you have touched it from the last caller before me. But what I want to ask, because we have known there is a lot of benefit we are going to get, but Mazi, there's something confusing me. Some of the Biafrans or some of the IPOB, those that claimed that they have joined IPOB, they don't attend the meeting. They are IPOB under oath. They came to meeting and took oath with IPOB. Some people come to the meeting from 2 years, 3 years, 6 months. They don't contribute to time. They don't pay monthly dues. They don't pay any kind of levy you bring out or you brought out in IPOB. When you go talk to them private, they have now reminded you.
Yes, great. No. I am back again today. We are sorry about this technical delay. We are sorry because you know, all this thing we are doing, we have already fixed it, and we also have some problem. And I believe in some seconds now, our guest will be in, and we will bring him in. Like I said to my people, let me introduce myself once again. I'm sorry for the delay and some problem we have. I still remain the Biafran child in watching Mazi Okechukwu. I am from Ihala in Anambra in Biafra land. The general. I am under command and control of IPOB. DOS is the highest office of IPOB. Mazi KANU is the highest commander. and DOS is the highest office. I keep on repeating it because some of our people, they don't understand what we are doing. They think that we are joking, but we have come to do the justice. Today, I hope you people have coupled all your questions, because we are here to take every question that you bring about the thing that is happening right now. Thank you, my people. Our guest is here. I will bring him in right now. Our guest is here today. Our guest is here. Now, my great people of Biafra, you know, I always tell my people, this time around, we are changing the narrative with DOS by bringing our own. You know, we can never allow them to be telling us our story, because when we allow them to tell us our story, they will always concord the story. They will always be dishing out some things that is not real. That is why we have made it, we have taken it upon ourselves to begin to bring our own. That is why we have a person, our guest today. I'm not going to mention his name, I've said it before, but he's going to introduce himself very well to you all. And some of you that I want to ask a question, after I done with all my questions, you can also bring your questions up, and he will answer everything concerning what is happening now. Concerning what is happening now, that is what you are going to bring. Mazi, I would like you to introduce yourself to you or to us. The floor is yours, Mazi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to fellow Biafrans. My name is Kanunta Kanu. I am from Isiama Faroku Mwahia province in Biafra land. Thank you for having me in this program.
Thank you, Mazi. He have introduced himself, but I have to introduce himself more to you people, because he cannot be saying all these things. I know to him it does not matter, but to us it matters a lot. He is a brother to our leader, Onyendu. A man that you are looking on the screen right now is a brother to Mazi Kanu, Onyendu, the supreme. He is a supreme. If you like, whatever you like, you can do, but he is a supreme. This is his brother. Mazi, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for bringing out your time. I know it is a very difficult time for you. You are working assiduously. You are doing every of your best to make sure that your brother is out. Yes, some people call it's not a family business, but of course, we have to talk about the family also. For some of you that are doubting, you people, Thomas, will see. You will hear today. Bring all your questions. Don't mix anyone. And don't start writing jargons here. We want you to bring it out and ask him. He will answer you everything. Mazi, let's start this way, this point. I want you to listen what I'm about to ask you right now. You know, some of us, they don't know what is IPOB. Some people don't know what IPOB stand for. Now, our first question will go to you. What do you understand about IPOB and what are they stand for? What is their work on this Biafran restoration project? Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much. The easiest way to define what IPOB stands for, what IPOB is, I can only use that word that we are a big family, a global family, where we accept ourselves to be one people, fighting for one common cause, and that is the restoration of Biafra. That is what IPOB means to every genuine IPOB, and nothing more, nothing less.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi, for putting it in a simple term so our people can be able to understand. And I hope our audience are listening and they are understanding what you have said, that IPOB stand for the restoration of our dignity and our motherland Biafra. And I hope everyone understands this. Mazi, we will also go to the second question. I have almost 10 questions for you before we will begin to bring our people that want to ask a question. But I know that those that are with IPOB and their leadership they don't have any question to ask, because I know that they are in with the DOS, the highest office of IPOB. Mazi, when we are talking about DOS and the leadership, what can we learn from you? Who are the DOS and what is their work? That is question to you, Mazi. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. DOS is the governing body of IPOB. They run day-to-day activities of the indigenous people of Biafra. Of course, being headed by Mazi Chika and other members. That is their job. And that is what they do to make sure, because we know that we have structures for most of them that understand how Biafra runs, or this IPOB functions. We have structures, lay down structures. You are talking about the leader. You are talking about DOS. You are talking about the continental reps. You are talking about the national coordinators. You are talking about the regional coordinators. You are talking about the unit coordinators. This is the structure of IPOB. And DOS is responsible for the day-to-day runnings of this organization.
Thank you, Mazi. And so, according to you, you are trying to let us know that DOS is the umbrella of this movement, that we should follow them at all time. Regardless
Absolutely.
what people may say about them, we must follow them. And according to what you said, I also understood that Mazi Kanu is the highest commander of this DOS. Is it what you mean also?
Absolutely.
Thank you, my brother. And now let's go to our next question to you, Mazi Kanunta Kanu, the brother to our Onyendu Mazi Kanu. I will keep on using this form of words, a brother to Onyendu, so that people, our audience, will understand who we have today on Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Kanu. Rapture Media is under the leadership of Mazi Kanu. Now, Mazi, let's talk about the extraordinary rendition of our Onyendu from Kenya, or where, I don't know how this thing happened, but we want to ask you, what is really the meaning of extraordinary rendition? Because our people, some of our people don't understand what it is, but we want to hear from you. What do you understand about extraordinary rendition of our leader? Can you please explain to us, Mazi? Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I am not a legal expert, but from my own little knowledge of what I know, extraordinary rendition means when somebody is kidnapped or secretly taken out of a country without a due process. What do I mean by due process? That means if we are looking for somebody, in fact, let me give a typical example. When the United States court indicted this young man they call Abakari, they didn't enter into Nigeria to kidnap him. Rather, they went through the Attorney General of the Federation. They went through court to extradite him. That means there must have to be a hearing that he has committed a crime. So at the end of the day, when the court is satisfied with the evidence around them or presented before them, they can say, now take this man to wherever I want to try him, because we can see he will stand a fair trial in that country. But the difference between Mazi Kanu's own, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, is that he was kidnapped by Nigerian government without the due process. And that is why it is very, very illegal for them to try him, because they don't have any case against him. If they think they want justice, as they are claiming, they should bring him back. They should repatriate him back to Kenya or United Kingdom and then follow the due process. That means extradition process. If they win, I mean, it's done through an individual, independent judicial. If they win, they will hand Mazi KANU over to Nigerian government for him to go and face trials or charges, that is, whatever thing is being charged of in Nigeria. But in this case, there was nothing like that. Rather, Nigeria indulged in criminal activities. As a matter of fact, that the crime Nigeria has committed is even more bigger than what they are charging Mazi KANU, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, of. That is one thing people need to understand. So Nigeria has committed more heinous crime than what Mazi KANU is being charged of. That is how I can define this or tell you about the meaning of extraordinary rendition.
Thank you, Mazi. And again, I want to ask you also on this extraordinary rendition, as you just explained to us. And now we are getting the point more better. Now, if I may ask you, which passport did Mazi KANU have when they extraordinary rendition him to Nigeria? Because we have heard Mazi KANU tie with that number, my leader, a man that I will defend with my blood. I keep on saying this, but it seems that because some people they have using their brain, it seems that so that is why some people are getting confused this time around. And I want to ask you, can you tell us the document that our leader was using when they extraordinary rendition him to that contraption? Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you. Everybody knows, yes, they announced anything that has to do with Nigeria. He is a British citizen, and he traveled with his British passport from the United Kingdom to Kenya on official meeting, and it was from there that he was kidnapped and sent to Nigeria.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. Our audience have heard it, that our leader is not using that contraption passport, that he's a British citizen. We all know this, but I also know about this, but we want to hear it from your mouth. That is why I ask. Our leader have already denounced Nigeria in totality on one of his broadcasts. For those of you that are not listening to Mazi KANU, go back to his broadcast. It's a man that saw what tomorrow is, a man that saw what will happen to our people, and he keep on giving us warning so that we can be able to see, so we can be able to prevent it before it will come. Mazi, thank you very much. Mazi, thank you very much for having you here today. And our next question goes this way. Mazi, we saw what is happening today, how people were running helter-skelter, how people were deceiving some people, because we have some gullible one on this quest of self-determination, especially those that just joined this struggle during COVID-19. We saw them as they were parading themselves, saying all manners of things, but that is not the problem. As you have told us here, that DOS is the umbrella, that is what I believe, and they are the highest office of this movement, and the Mazi KANU is the highest commander. Nobody will take away that from him, and I don't believe any charlatan can dispute it. There is no word to use to compare it. Mazi, let's talk about this, please. Let's talk about 2015 in Afaruku Ibeku, in the house of Eze Israel, who is your father, and the father of Onyendu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What are you going to tell us? What is the difference between 2015 when they arrested our leader? Because our leader told them that he's coming down to Biafra land by himself. By then, it was not extraordinary rendition. We call that one arrest. But this one is a different case. Now, I want to ask you, when our leader was in detention, is this something different from 2015 and 2020? Because a lot of people were coming. They were causing confusion here and there. I want you to explain to us, what is the difference between 2015 and 2021? Because for me, I don't think there is something different. We have encountered all such a thing before. So, but I want you to explain to us more, because when all this thing, they invaded the house of our leader, which is Mazi Kanu Israel, you were there. So I want you to tell us the struggle, the fight we did before they came to assassinate our leader, and what is also happening today in 2021. Mazi, the floor is yours. And I hope you understand my question to you. If you're not, I will still repeat it again. Thank you, Mazi.
I still try to understand. You are trying to say what happened in 2015, and the later stage, what happened, what followed after that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. If I can remember vividly, he was arrested in October 2015 when he came into Nigeria. And that was what happened, was taken to Abuja. And before this time, I want to tell people, this is not the first time he has been arrested. He was arrested sometime in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, because he was on his way from Nigeria, Lagos, to UK. They saw Biafran flyers. He was arrested. This one we handled in our family. I remember my dad went to DSS Abuja, where they handed my elder brother, our leader, to him and said, take your son back home. These are things people don't know. And in 2015, he was arrested in Lagos because they see him as a threat. And before this time, we were broadcasting in Radio Biafra in London. As far back as 2009, we were all co-hosters in that very program. Many people never knew about it. And after that, he intensified his attack. I wouldn't say attack, he was preaching the gospel, the gospel of heaven for those that wants to believe, because if you don't benefit from that contraption, you know actually that is always saying the truth. But for those that steal from that country, when you talk about the truth, it's just like you are abusing them or you want to kill them. So from there he was taken, he was detained. Of course, the proceeding took longer time until when he was released in 2017. It was a very tough period for us, but one thing is certain, that we believed in him, the whole family, including my late parents. We never for one day said, oh, why are you doing this? We all believed in him, and we knew that he was fighting just a common cause that will benefit everybody. I mean, anybody that believed and anybody that wants to be free. That was exactly what